So you really want to be a market trader and have a brilliant idea for a business, but not sure that you've got the right character traits, or you've heard it's really hard work to be a market trader. So what exactly does that mean?
You start in a business, get Margaret Stolfax. This woman, she explains everything. Everything you ever want to know.
Well, hi, I'm Yara, and I've been trading on markets for over 15 years, and I want to share some of my knowledge with you to make your journey on the market trading path a lot easier. So today we're going to look at what kind of person or what kind of personality traits are most useful when you're standing at a market. So initially, people might think that you need to be an extrovert to work on a market. But that's not actually the case. I've seen all sorts of people, introvert, extrovert, and everything in between, do really well at a market. So it's not that you need to be particularly outgoing, but you do need to have confidence to get you to your first market. And why do I say that you just need it for the first market? Because once you're at your first market and you experience that day's trading, your confidence levels will grow exponentially, and everything that you were worried about will just disappear. So confidence enough to get you to your first market, and you also need a certain level of determination that you are going to do this. However that manifests itself in you, it will increase with the more money that you earn. When you see how much you can earn at a market, your level of determination will increase, guaranteed. Also having a belief in your product, being very confident, because that will come across when you're telling people about your product. Being interested in others is so important, because it's always, when you're in sales, it's always about your customer. It's always about them. It's not about you. We don't want to hear about your life, you know, oh, I got up, this happened and that happened. People want to hear about, they want you to hear, to listen to them. And that is one of the first rules in sales, that it's about your customer and not about you. So being interested in others and being friendly with people, getting people to like you, because if people like you, they are more likely to buy from you. We only buy from people that we like. If they dislike a stallholder, they're unlikely to buy from them, no matter what they sell. So going back to the idea of extrovert and introvert, if you're too extrovert, customers, not that many people are that extrovert. So if you're too extrovert, customers might feel you're a bit too much. So if you are one way or the other, you probably need to tone it down, or if you're really, really quiet, you'll need to turn up the volume a bit. You don't want to frighten your customers away with your wah, you know, bigger than life sort of feeling. So being interested in others is what we were talking about there. Having a sense of humour. Now, in job applications, some job applications would say, oh, sense of humour needed, and that is generally a red flag that your boss is a pain in the neck and you need to sort of have a sense of humour and look at the big picture. But on a market stall, having a sense of humour will make your day pass so much nicer, because you will see extraordinary happenings. You're in the middle of the street generally, and you're dealing with the general public. So you don't need to take offence, you need to have a sense of humour and just be non-judgmental and accept that people are people and they come in all shapes and sizes and characters, and it is the way of the world. If you can't accept that, then you're going to have a difficult time. You know, folk are folk, you do you and I'll do me. And we need to smile about it. Now, if you have a sense of wit, a sense of banter, then all the better. I wish I had this. I'm not fast enough on the uptake, but those who are hilarious, and you will find Danny is brilliant at this, my cohort in the market world. And you'll get stallholders who equally amount of bantering with each other, and it really makes the day go faster, and it's a laugh, really. You can get the sombre markets where you don't have a wit per se, and they are very sombre, and the whole character of the market will reflect the character of the stallholders. So if you're organising a market and you know that someone's got a really sort of funny sense of humour, get them on, because it will change the whole atmosphere of the market. And you also need to be on the ball, you know, really on the ball, because particularly if you're in a street, you need to know what's what, if there are any light-fingered folk about, because if there are any, every stallholder will know who they are, and it's, watch out. Or if there are serial tasters, that's what we call them. So if you think, oh, there's matey, just pull in your tasters, or you just need to be aware, and also obviously keep your money on your person, or certainly your notes on your person. Less chance of notes being stolen these days because of, you know, card machines. Oh, by the way, iZettle is the one that we go for. But, you know, just be on the ball and be aware. Be sharp. And also, be a good negotiator. So when customers say, oh, I'll give you this for this, and that's not the price, it's lower. Not often does that happen, to be fair, but if they do, if you're up for it, then negotiate away and do what you have to do. But if you do not negotiate, then try and say no in the most friendly way, so that the customer can go away feeling, oh, you know, well, I tried, and be happy about it and not embarrassed that they have said that. So, you know, retort with, oh, I won't make any profit of that, you must be joking. I don't know, whatever works for you, but the sense of negotiation is really useful there. So to be assertive, but without putting any emotion behind it, which also, being assertive also would apply to if you have any people are going to take the mickey and you want to nip it in the bud, then assertiveness is good, you know, without making them feel embarrassed or ashamed because of you have the power, because you're almost centre stage, and everybody, all the other customers, everyone in the street are looking at you. So you have the power, if necessary, to shame somebody for bad behaviour. You don't want to do that, but you do have that power if required. So being courteous is really important, because if people forget the good mornings, the thank yous, the goodbyes, it's really silly, very British to say thank you and please. If you forget to say this, people can take offence, which ultimately can affect your business. We as a culture really appreciate the thank yous and the pleases and the good mornings and the, you know, have a nice days. They're important. So being a relationship builder with your customers will ensure that you have long-term and repeat customers. So, you know, really passing the time of day with folk, because you will get your regulars, and they're very, very important to you. as you will come to know. But also being dependable, not only for your customers, but for your fellow storeholders and the market as a whole. If you are booked on a market, you need to attend or give adequate notice in advance, because the stalls, if you're in a situation where stalls are erected or that you have your own pitch where you put your own gazebo, if you let the market organisers know beforehand, I mean, they put the markets up at 6 o'clock in the morning. If you can let them know before that you can't attend for your vehicle's broken down, whatever it is, they can then fill your space, not necessarily be too late to get another stall in your place, but they can rearrange or not put up your stall so that there's not a blank stall in the place. Nothing worse than trading next to an empty stall. It reflects on your own stall. So really important. For the sake of the other stallholders, because if it happens regularly and you don't turn up or you don't turn up on time, then you won't be accepted onto the market in future. It's the way of the world. So be dependable, do what you say you're going to do, because word will get around, not only for that market, but for other markets. Oh God, I don't want to trade next to so-and-so. They never turn up on time. And you know, let's say the market starts at 9 and they're wheeling their stuff on after that. It's something going on that you don't need. You want your customers to focus on what's going on your stall. But you will need optimism. Optimism in the face of sometimes where you could quite easily turn into a pessimist, where it's cold and it's freezing and your stock's getting wet because the rain's falling on it and you forgot to bring your side sheet, or you forgot to bring your umbrella and you've had to walk to the car park and you're dripping wet, or all sorts, so many factors can come into making you really feel downhearted and glum. But no, you need to be cheerful, be happy, and force yourself into a good mood, because the whole feeling of the market will depend on the mood of the traders. People want to come to a market where traders are happy and cheerful. They will reflect that. A miserable market and the customers will be miserable and they won't want to spend much money. Happy market as a whole, and everybody will feel happy and want to spend money, even if it's raining. And having passion about your product is the most important thing. I remember trading next to a coffee seller in Gloucestershire, and it was actually at a show, for the whole show he was communicating his passion to his customers about his coffee. And he was in conversation it was a really busy show, he was doing extremely well and just communicating about why his coffee was special and everything. And I wasn't sure exactly what he was saying because we were concentrating on our own thing, but he was so passionate that now his business is a really well-known brand in Gloucestershire for its excellence, to the point where we went into a coffee shop and we were given some coffee and it tasted fantastic. And we said, oh, what coffee is this? And they told us that it was his coffee, and that he will only let shops, cafes, sell his coffee if he can train them how to make it. And he goes in regularly to these shops to ensure that they are making it correctly. Now that is passion for you, and it really shows in the product. So have passion for your product, and you will do extremely well. So the question of hard work. How hard is actually being a market trader? We're here with Elaine, who is artisan pie perfection. Elaine, a day in the life of you.
A day in the life. Today, my alarm went off at 4:15. I got up at 4:30. I made scones, sausage rolls, and then everything else was done yesterday. So I loaded the van, drove the very short distance from my home to here and set up. I'll be here till about 2:30, and then I'll have to go shopping on the way home because I'll be prepping tomorrow, ready for my baking day on Friday. And that's my day. And Saturdays when we do markets, we're up at 4, we make the scones and the sausage rolls, same thing.
So what about the rest of the week?
Well, my week goes like this. Monday morning I go to see my grandsons, or the ones that aren't at school. Monday afternoon I go shopping. Tuesday I'm baking. Wednesday I'm here. Thursday I'm prepping. Friday I'm baking. Saturday I'm at a market. And Sunday I make pies to go in the freezer to be for the following week.
Oh my. Do you enjoy your life?
Sometimes. Sometimes. I meet lovely people, I have to say. I do meet some lovely people. But I enjoy my holidays.
So, compared with being a market trader to, say, having a shop?
Well, we used to have a deli. And we moved house and thought that we would perhaps get a small unit. But the truth is, if I want to give this up tomorrow, I give it up tomorrow because I do it from home. You have to be organised. You know, some weekends I do 1,200 pies. Sometimes if my husband and I are doing double events, it's 1,200 pies. So it takes a little bit of organisation.
Sure.
I've got freezers, 2 big freezers, I've got 5 fridges, 2 ovens, and I've actually bought a spare oven.
I'm disturbing your trade, darling. Thank you very much. But hard work really doesn't matter if you're doing it for yourself. Working for somebody else, you'll go in at 9 and come out at 5 and be exhausted and really annoyed. But working for yourself, you will be up at 5, 6, whatever, early in the morning and go to bed late. And you won't mind a bit because everything you're doing, you are creating for yourself. And every bit of money that you earn, you have created for yourself. There is no middleman, nobody else is getting a bit of it. It is all for you, and you are in control of your destiny. So, working on a market stall, creating your own business, creating your own brand, what sort of person does it take? Well, it takes somebody who wants to do it above all else. Thank you for being with me today, and just know that being an entrepreneur at the heart, at your heart, is what will make your business successful. I wish you all the very best and happy trading. And remember the thumbs up. Bye bye.